All of Us Are Dead Season 2 Onjo Theories Explained. She was the one in Season 1 of the show who I think all the viewers loved. She spent the entirety of the show using the skills she'd learned from her dad, showing great leadership. However, was she bitten? Well, I'm going to look at some theories for Season 2. Here is All of Us Are Dead Season 2 Onjo Theories Explained. Just to let you know, this video will contain spoilers. Onjo was a character that throughout Season 1 showed great leadership skills, real-life survival skills, and got the group out of sticky situations on multiple occasions. We see the shift of focus change throughout the season, but it ultimately leads back to her at the end of Season 1, seeming like she's the main character, with the final shot being of her before cutting to black in Season 1 finishing. This led me to think of a theory about Onjo moving forward in the show for Season 2. Right back at the start of the show, in the very first episode, we see when the first student contracts the virus from inside of the science lab. Onjo rushes to the nurse's office with the rest of the group to make sure that she's okay. Once they arrive and they get her to the office, we see Onjo get attacked by her, and she then covers her arm. There were rumors flying around that she was potentially scratched, which would mean it would be nothing to worry about, but I don't think that's the case. Her arms were nowhere in sight, so I don't think a scratch was possible. It looked like she took a bite. I think Onjo had a bite taken out of her. What makes it even more suspicious is when we see her being bandaged up, outside the front of the school, the type of wound it was doesn't ever get addressed, and we don't even see it on screen. So we as the audience have no visual representation on if it's a scratch or a bite. I think this is something that's vital for Season 2 of the show, and the creators have deliberately left that part out and hidden it so they could brush over it as much as possible for a big reveal in Season 2. So far, we've only seen two reactions to the virus. We've seen when users get bitten and they turn into the zombie-like creatures that sole purpose is to attack and infect other humans, and we've seen the reaction like Guinam and Namra, where they get bitten but they're able to control their zombie tendencies and essentially become a version of themselves with enhanced hearing, vision, and smell, and also enhanced strength and damage retention. However, if we're going off of the fact that Onjo was bitten in the first episode of the show and managed to continue for the entirety of Season 1 without showing a single reaction or trace of zombie-like behavior, this would be the first that we've seen of her kind. And I believe that it means that she's totally immune from the virus. If this is the case, then I think in Season 2 it will come to fruition that she's able to withstand a bite and the virus not impact her. If the likes of Byung-chan return and have the intention of taking over civilization and spreading this more than just in a small city, but nationwide or global, then I think it will fall on Onjo to have to put herself forward to either be experimented on or sacrifice herself in order to save humanity. If she is immune, it means she could hold the cure to the virus in her DNA, and the current approach in just burning the host to kill the virus would not be needed. People would not need to die, but they would be able to revert back to who they were before, and the virus could essentially be eradicated. I think if that does happen, then it will be an extremely emotional moment in the show, as she's a character that many people fell in love with on screen. It would be a huge sacrifice for her to make, but we've seen just how much she cares about others, and is always prepared to do the right thing and for the greater good, so I'm intrigued to see if this theory does happen. I also personally believe that Jeong-san will also be returning in Season 2, and we'll see the relationship between the pair. I think Jeong-san is a Hambi and is able to control his tendencies, so I also predict we will see more of them together on screen. What do you think will happen to Onjo in Season 2? Leave a comment down below, and don't forget to subscribe. I'll see you next time.